The Packers have played their 4 quarters. Now it's time for the 5th quarter.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Packers fall to the Steelers. You know, they haven't won in Pittsburgh since 1970. Yeah, that was Bradshaw's rookie year. That was a pretty good draft, 69-70 for Chuck Noll and the Steel Curtain. And they were all there last night. They had a big thing about honoring their Hall of Honors. A bunch of guys from the 70 Dynasty teams were there as well, introduced at halftime. A lot of history in that town. It's a great football city, but it was a tough football night for the Packers. They fall by a field goal at the gun. But to talk about it tonight, we welcome our special guest. He is a first-year player out of Central Florida. But you know what? Instead of having me describe what's been a whirlwind season and football career for our guest, I thought you'd kind of like to hear what Mike McCarthy recently said about one Justin McCray.
If I was going to give out an MVP award, I mean, he'd definitely be in the conversation. So, I mean, I'm not that I'm really into those types of things, footballs or something, but he's a young man that you just love his approach from day one. He has, always has a smile on his face. He's wicked tough. He's gnarly, just the way he goes about it. He's a lot more athletic than I think people realize. His ability to play with bend and the pop in his body, but to play at that many positions, and just, I think says so much about him. And it says a lot about that offensive line room and the way they help each other, they get each other ready, and just really proud of the way he's gone about. He's earned everything that every opportunity he's been given here, and he's taken full advantage of it.
I guess he has. From Central Florida, by way of a couple of practice squads, to the Arena League, to the Green Bay Packers, to a starter on, 3 positions on the offensive line this season? Yeah. Throughout the course of the year, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Justin McCray to the Stadium View. Hello, Justin.
How you doing?
Kind words from the coach. Yeah. MVP.
Yeah, he was being nice. That
was He's nice. Being nice. But what a year it's turned out to be. You could have never expected this.
No, I came in here in April and just wanted an opportunity to show what I could do, and a lot came from it.
A lot came from it, like injuries to Bakhtiari across the line, and suddenly you're thrust in. What has been the most demanding part of trying to play right guard, left tackle, right tackle, all in the course of a season in a matter of really 4 or 5 weeks?
Just knowing who you're going up against, the different body types, different athletes. From going from tackle to guard, you play a little more athletic guys outside than you do when you're at guard. But our coaches and stuff do a really good job of helping me with film study and just getting me ready for what I'm going to be doing on Sundays.
And you were dealing with an ankle injury heading into last night's game. How's that doing?
I'm feeling good now.
Okay, you're moving around pretty good, but yeah. Jason got the start. Mm-hmm. And I thought he gave a pretty good accounting of himself.
Oh, yeah,
there.
Jason played great. I was really, really happy for him.
About that game, I mean, what was it like coming back from that? Are you guys angry? Or are you just at all encouraged by some of the things you were able to do?
I mean, it's just tough. We go out and practice every week. We practice really hard. Everybody made plays. Offense made plays. Defense made plays, and it just sucks we don't get come home with a victory after that one.
You know what everybody was saying after that Baltimore game? It was not a good performance. Mm-hmm. You're going into Pittsburgh. It's not. But something happened last week, I think, in the locker room, and probably from Mike McCarthy going back to his hometown that got you guys on that edge required. Mm-hmm. What was it like last week preparing for the Steelers? You obviously had confidence in the plan because you carried it out to a large degree and almost pulled off a really big win.
We just we knew going into it that we wouldn't have a lot of the same support, just after we laid the egg versus Baltimore. So we just, rallied together and just practiced as hard as we could, bought into the plan and try to put out a good show on Sunday.
And it's almost better when you go out on the road after a game like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just the 53 of us and maybe a few cheeseheads in the stands. There were a pretty good number of Packer fans there. But really, it is us against the world in a situation like that. So we've got to count on each other.
Yeah, definitely. We know every week going in that we can't count on anybody else. We can count on each other. The 46 guys dressing and then the 53 guys in the practice squad that are there. So we know we can lean on each other for things like that.
So, Cam, it's no surprise to you to see Brett Hundley finally connected, making some big plays at last. I mean, it just looks like, it was a couple of steps forward, then a step back. But to respond the way he did had to be really good to see.
Yeah, I think the world of Brett. Brett works as hard as anybody else in the building. First one in, last one out. Takes a lot of pride in what he does. So I knew going into the game he'd have a good one.
And he did have a good one. 17 and 26 for 245 and 3 scores. His passer rating was 30 points better than Ben Roethlisberger, but again, not enough. See?
Mark kind of went over a little bit of your journey to the NFL, getting into regular season action. What was the toughest part for you from 2014 until now?
Continuing to work out with my brother and just not hearing anything. I was just working at a hotel and just working out and putting in long days and not really getting any good feedback back. So it was just, keeping the faith that something would happen eventually.
Yeah, you were a bellman at a resort in Orlando, right?
Yeah, Westgate.
You must be the biggest bellman to ever work at a resort, 6'3", 300-plus pounds.
Yeah, Jordan and I both worked there, my twin brother, so we definitely stuck out a little bit.
Yeah.
And Jordan was here for a spell.
Yeah, he was here when I went to Tennessee in 2014. He was here.
And he was here then, and did he tell you anything about this place or what this team means to this town and that kind of thing?
He did tell me the fans were great. He said about camp that in family night was one of the main things he told me about. He told me that 70,000 people showed up for a practice, and I didn't believe it, but
they were there.
They definitely were.
They were there. So, out of Central Florida, undrafted Tennessee Titans, right? Mm-hmm. The first to call in a practice squad there, and then released and out of football for a year. At that point, how hard was it to think I may not get another opportunity?
I tried not to think about it. I was back at home with Jordan and my parents, but they were really supportive. They told us to keep working out and keep chasing our dreams that we were young. So we kept doing that until we got a call from the Orlando Predators about a year later, and then we went and played arena football.
How was that?
It was really fun. It's a lot more banging, I feel like, because I played a fullback, which is essentially a glorified lineman, but it's like running ISO 60 plays a game. So it's a little wear and tear on your body, but I like it a lot. Yeah.
I think we may have something here.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Why not? Why not? So, while you were with the Predators, what were you focusing on specifically as a player to help you get back to the NFL?
I just made sure that I was doing things outside of arena football, just because the techniques are a little different. So I was just making sure Jordan and I were just doing things that would correlate back to the outdoor game, and just going back to UCF after practices and things like that, and working on things like that.
That must have been a lot of fun for you. You played with your twin brother Jordan at UCF, but then to be able to reunite, play in the Arena League, that must have been a lot of fun for you guys.
Yeah, it was dope. Jordan played tight end, which is also a glorified lineman. He actually had a lot more success in the Arena League than I did. He scored touchdowns, and it was pretty cool to play with Jordan again, though.
And I'm sure, what is it? It's really 3 linemen, right? Mm-hmm. Is it 7?
It's
7 aside.
8 players aside, and 3 linemen and a fullback, but the fullback is a lineman.
Is a big lineman as well.
And you have an older brother, Cliff, right?
Yeah.
He played at UCF. Was he there at the same time as you guys were?
He was there my freshman and sophomore year. So we played 2 years with him.
So what position was he?
He was a lineman as well.
So you had 3 linemen in your household growing up.
Yeah.
What was the grocery bill like for your parents?
Enormous.
Yeah. How much food did you guys go through?
We went through a lot. I remember my mom telling us that we'd go through 3 or 4 gallons of milk a week, just in the house. But it was we had a big BJ's card, buy a bunch of stuff in bulk, and my mom made it work.
Buy in bulk. That is the way to go. There's no question about that. Justin McCray, our guest tonight, as he has made his mark on this Packer offensive line in a variety of ways. A real feel-good story for Justin. We're going to take a timeout, come back and more, and we'll look ahead to the Buccaneer game. A little more on last night's loss to the Steelers. Get some medical news as well. Don't go away. 5th quarter returns after this timeout. All right, welcome back, everybody. Packers off the loss to the Steelers. The Bucs coming to town. Hey, bring back the old days when they were a member of the old black and blue division. Remember that? Long time back, right? NFC North, the rivals for years. In fact, the game, December 3rd is this Sunday. It was December 1st to 85, the Snow Bowl. How many went to the Snow Bowl game? Yeah. Huh?
Snow Bowl.
19,000 made it to that game. Packers won 21-0. Ask Steve Young about it sometime.
The forecast right now for Sunday is 45 degrees.
Yeah, well, it ain't going to happen.
It will not be a Snow Bowl repeat.
I think it was 14 inches of snow that day
Yikes.
in 85.
That's crazy.
I did make it on my wife's Monza. I couldn't get there. My car got stuck getting out of the driveway, but her little Chevy Monza plowed through the snow and made it to that ball game. Anyway, Tampa Bay, the opponent this Sunday. And we got to get a hot play of the day from that game against the Steelers. You know how it works. Robinson Heating and Cooling will give you a prize tonight if you guess correctly the hot play of the day. And you'll get qualified for the grand prize at the end of the year. A pair of indoor club seats to that Packers-Vikings rematch on December 23rd. They're lined up for the hot play. Got a couple to choose from tonight.
What's your guess?
Jamal Williams, screen pass for a touchdown.
Love that Jamal Williams screen pass for a touchdown. 54-yarder, but process of elimination, we're probably going to have to wind it down.
Classic Daniels tease.
I know. I'm gonna ask Justin about that play. That was really well executed. Great timing on the call as well, but nope, not it.
All right, what's your guess?
Devontae Adams touchdown.
We got to go to a guy that's been making a lot of hot plays all season long. Yes, the hottest play among many came in the opening series of the third quarter when the Packers went deep to push back into the lead.
Little bit less than 3 yards to go. Football to the 45 of the Packers. From the shotgun, Ripkowski to the right side of the quarterback. Hundley, slot left. Hundley takes play action, looks, goes down the right sidelines, got his man out there. Over the shoulder, catch is made. Cutting left, Devontae Adams to the 10 to the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown.
Devontae from 55. That's our hot play of the day. Who's our winner?
Ted.
Ted, you're in. Congrats. We only got a couple of weeks left to get qualified. Give you another chance with our cold play of the day in a couple of moments. Justin McCray, our special guest. How about Central Florida? I'm a Wisconsin guy, Central Florida guy. We represent the last two unbeatens in the football playoff subdivision.
Glad to be a part of that club.
Huh? So, is there any way they could meet for the college championship? In a battle of unbeatens?
I would hope so, but we're pretty far back.
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
still in the teens, right?
Yeah, I think we're 12 right now. Actually.
All right.
I think it would take a lot for us to jump all the way from 12 to 4.
That's too bad because it's hard to win.
Yeah,
I don't care who you're playing, and I know the Badgers got knocked for their lack of strength of schedule, but
they've been doing it though.
They've been doing it. 31-0 over the Ghosts. They get Ohio State Saturday night for the Big Ten title game.
How did you end up at Central Florida? Why Central Florida?
My older brother was there. He told the coaches about Jordan and I being there, and we got a scholarship offer, and that was the only offer, so that's what we went with.
Just made sense?
Yeah. Package deal, right?
Yep, pretty much.
You got to take one, you got to take the other.
Take us both, man.
So you guys protected Blake Bortles, Latavius Murray.
Yeah.
Do you still watch them? Do you still follow their careers pretty closely?
Definitely. I talk to Blake often, talk to Tay often. We in the off season, we're once or twice we're all usually there in Orlando for whatever reason, and we hang out and stuff like
and
that.
now you'll
still.
see Tavius twice a year.
Yeah, definitely. Hope I wish him luck every game except for two.
Except, yes.
Yeah. When you're watching their games, do you still get that protective feeling as a lineman, like, hey, those are my boys, don't be hitting them so hard? You know, do you get a little bothered by that sometimes?
Every game except
when you're playing. Sure, yeah. Then you want to see them go down.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
Hey, about some of those plays, that screen pass.
That was a great call.
Beautiful.
Awesome timing on the call.
More screens. Tell Coach McCarthy more screen passes.
They've been running some, but they just haven't been executing.
Yeah, they haven't been
cleanly.
executing.
The flip would be a little off. The get out wouldn't be quite right. There's a lot to that, and I know you guys you do whole periods on just screens and draws, don't you, at practice? Every week.
Yeah, and definitely paying off now. That the screen was a great call, executed great. Corey had a great block, Lane had a great block, and there was a lot of feel for Jamal to
all kinds of running room on that one for sure. But again, I like the plan. Mike obviously wanted to run and establish the run. What do you think of the two young backs?
All of our backs are really good. I think Jamal stepping up for Aaron. Aaron is a great back. Ty is good when he's in there as well. And Devontae had struggled against the Ravens, but I still think he's a really good back. Just has to get some confidence and get some more.
Yeah, that was a tough day for him, that's for sure. I thought he was going to get a couple of carries, but no, we see Randall Cobb on 3rd and 1 shovel passes. That one we can throw out, right? Let's just throw that one out.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of that play at all. But nonetheless, but it was a tough game against the Steeler defense, and the Buccaneers are coming up as Justin McCray is our guest tonight here on the 5th quarter. So, growing up, were you a multi-sport guy?
My first sport, actually, I played 9 years. I played soccer. There were weight limits for football growing up, so we would have been 6 and 7 probably playing with 11 and 12-year-olds. So my dad didn't think that was a good idea, so we played soccer growing up. High school, I did track, wrestling, and football.
You had to be the biggest kid on the pitch.
Yes.
Playing soccer.
Yeah, definitely. Didn't get in much. I think I scored 1 goal in 9 years. But, definitely ran a lot in practice, though, so I guess it helped out a little bit.
You didn't get in much as a soccer player?
Nah. The game was a little too fast. I was tired too quick.
Yeah.
That is a lot of running. They say it's 5 to 10 miles of running a game on average.
It wasn't for me.
Not for you. Not for you.
So with all the positions you've played on the offensive line this year, which one's your favorite? What do you prefer? Whatever gets you the start?
Yeah, pretty much. Wherever I can play the most at, I'm cool with that, honestly.
But watching you through camp, I thought you were far more suited to play the interior, as a guard.
No, definitely, because that's majority of what I played in college, and I played a little bit of tackle in college, but not nearly as much as guard.
So I don't want to say freaked or spooked that all of a sudden you've got to go out and play tackle. I mean, it got dangerously thin here for a while.
Yeah, it was well, going into the Atlanta game, I guess someone remembered that I played a little tackle in college, and we started, getting some practice at it and winning the game with it.
How hard? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, how hard is that for a guy who is mainly a guard? You played the interior so much in college. How hard is that for you to make that transition to the outside?
It's more just getting your technique right. Coach Camp and Coach Blasco were working with me a lot. Even when we had off time during practice, just working on my sets and getting out of my stance and just pretty much putting in a little more extra work than you usually do.
And how did the offensive line room kind of keep it together when I think through the first 8 weeks you started 8 different combinations?
Everybody was just pulling together, watching more film together. The more you know your opponent, the better you're suited for the game, and just making sure that everybody communicated well during the
You
games.
kind of threw out the adage that we got to have 5 guys practice a lot together to really be a cohesive unit.
Yeah.
You guys were patching it together Sunday to Sunday, but still, trying to hang in there and get things done.
Yeah, that's commend the older guys in the room, with Brian, Dave, even Lane and Corey, and especially Jaree. Just knowing what it takes, to go out week in and week out and play at a high level and just trying to get us, to follow suit.
Yeah, we had Jaree here as a guest a couple of weeks ago. He's been a really good locker room influence.
Yeah,
hasn't he?
Jaree's awesome. Man.
Talk about a little bit about just how much he passes along his expertise, his knowledge, and everything about the pro game to so many young guys.
He's he's been doing it 12 years now, and he's just able to tell us young guys things that might not work for him, but he sees how we play. And things that might work, are better suited for each of us. And he takes all of us under his wing. Anybody who has a question about watching film or different techniques that he uses or may not use, he always has a good answer for us.
Yeah, it works. He's been a big positive.
Considering your journey from 2014 to now, how special was week 2 for you, Atlanta, when you make your first start on offense?
It was the dream come true, pretty much. I had been working so hard, just to get back in the NFL and to actually be playing and then be Sunday night against a pretty good opponent. You can't draw it up any better than that.
Were you on the phone the night before with your brother, your parents, talking to them, just kind of?
I talked to Jordan probably 3-4 hours a day anyway.
Yeah.
But, I definitely was talking to him, and all he's doing is just boosting me up, giving me confidence and things like that. And
You're such a soft-spoken guy. Where does McCarthy? Where do you get the anger from? And your angry.
He
play?
called you wicked.
Yeah, wicked on that.
I guess I'm just a different guy on the field. Just try to think about all the things I've been through and how I'm not trying to go back there. And the only way to do that is to keep playing.
You're not going back there anytime soon. I'll tell you that. That is for sure. Justin McCray, our guest tonight. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll turn our attention toward the Buccaneers, team we don't see all that often. Don't go away. We're going to look for a Coldplay winner when we return to the 5th quarter, live from the Stadium View right after this.
Here are Mark Daniels and Matt Z.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Justin McCray, our guest tonight. Good guy. Black Knight from Central Florida joining us this evening. Hey, we got to get a Coldplay of the day. We already had a Hot Play winner. Robinson will give you the prize for the Coldplay, and you'll get qualified for that Viking game at the end of the year. Boy, they lined up quick for this one. The Coldplay of the day.
Roxanne is up first. What's your guess?
Roxanne.
The one that shouldn't have happened in the first place was Mason Crosby's missed field goal.
The 57-yard field goal. Yeah, that was chilly, but you know what? They were still in the ball game.
Yeah.
They were still in the ball game. They were leading at the time.
You lose.
Sorry, Roxanne. You don't have to put up the.
All right. Scott, what's your
back
guess?
in line.
Last second field goal to win the game.
They were put on ice with the final play of the game.
Yes.
It was downright chilly. Yes. Settled the game. Chris Boswell hitting the 53-yard walk-off field goal. Let's hear from him.
I know I hit it good. It was an ugly kick. It was knuckleball, but I mean, it hung in there and went through. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Wobbled it through. He knuckled it through. You know, that was the second longest field goal ever made at Heinz Field. I thought it was 54, but I'm not positive. But McCarthy didn't know the record either because when he was asked about the Mason thing, he said, I'm not into records. I don't care about that. Trying to win a ball game. Yeah, million decisions in a game. You know, and that was one that's getting a lot of talk. Obviously going for the field goal there rather than punting and pinning the Steelers deep. But hindsight's 20/20.
Yep.
He has a lot of faith in Mason.
Yeah. Mason's a great kicker.
He is a good kicker, but it's been a tough year for him with all of the changes up front with Brett back and Justin Vogel and all those other things going on.
And if Mason makes that kick, McCarthy looks like a genius,
Exactly.
confidence in his players. I mean, it's always that when it comes to a coach's decision. If it goes well, he's a hero. If not, he's the scapegoat.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I was just kind of looking back to that miss. Early, still third quarter, and they had a chance after the Martinez interception, and then the Bell-Brown show took over from there, and that's where they got it back even at 21. But even with that, it is still even. Long way to go.
Yeah.
So, let's do it. So how quickly do you even dive into Tampa? You haven't probably even caught up on the overnight return trip yet.
No.
And get yourself rested.
Yeah, we'll definitely start. Tomorrow's our real off day, but most guys usually start diving into film starting tomorrow. A lot of guys come in and get a lift in and then start watching film.
Now you'll go in and lift, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. And then what kinds of things do you start with when you see an opponent that, first of all, you don't see very often? This team hasn't played the Buccaneers for a while.
I just, me personally, also learning from Jari, I just usually just look through a whole game, the most recent game.
Okay.
And then I'll go start looking at specific players after that.
And then you'll really start zeroing in on specific matchup players, guys you are likely to be blocking, how they play in the fronts, things like that. Yeah. All right.
So you grew up in Miami, live in Miami.
Yep.
Best part about Miami, why?
The weather, I would say. It's been hot, really hot lately, but I guess there's no snow there, so I'll say the
like
weather.
that a lot, right?
Yeah.
I've been to Miami before. Mark, you've obviously been to Miami.
Yeah, I've been to Miami. Yeah.
I like Little Havana. I like the Cuban area of Miami.
Yeah,
love
really
it.
good food.
Great food. So you and your twin brother Jordan, did you guys ever do like any classic twins hijinks as kids?
We used to get in trouble a lot for switching classes until my mom, she got fed up with it and ended up in the 6th grade putting us all in the same classes. So from 6th grade till I graduated high school, I had Jordan sitting right next to me in class. So.
But before that, you guys would really just switch classes,
We would just switch classes, fool as many people as we could. And I mean, every now and then we had a teacher or two that was really looking for it because my mom, told on us. But, so
word got back, and you're busted.
Yeah, pretty much.
How many times did you get away with it before your mom just put an end to it?
Upwards of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a common thing with you guys.
It was a common thing. It was like a Friday thing, sort of.
Were you guys twins that dressed the same?
Yeah, up until probably all through elementary school. We had uniforms and things like that.
Oh, sure.
There, so we pretty much dressed alike. But once we started getting out of the uniforms, we started veered away from that.
With the 3 brothers at home, how competitive were you guys amongst each other? Was everything a competition at home?
Yeah, Cliff was a lot better athlete than we were early on. But between me and Jordan, we were always racing, seeing who could do the most push-ups. Unfortunately, seeing who could eat the most. That's probably why we're so big now.
Listen, if your mom's going to buy the food, someone's got to eat it.
Yeah.
Don't let it go to waste. But,
Exactly.
No kidding.
But yeah, there's a lot of competition around the house.
Yeah.
So what else do you guys do, or what do you do now just to kind of get away from the game and relax?
I'm a big movie guy. Usually,
All right.
I go to Marcus Bay almost every Tuesday. Go catch a movie or something.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the last movie you saw?
I saw Thor.
So good, right?
Yeah, I really like that movie.
Awesome movie.
Well, this is the movie guy.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely try and probably go over there tomorrow too as well.
Do you go to the animated movies at all?
Yeah.
Go see Coco.
Coco.
Oh my goodness, I cried multiple times. Oh, it was so good. Such a good movie. Go see Coco. You won't
I might
regret.
check that out tomorrow.
Yeah, that one's a lot of fun. Really, really good. So who was your favorite athlete or favorite player growing up?
I like Barry Sanders a lot. I was young. I didn't know any better. I thought I was going to be a running back when I played football. So I was a really big fan of Barry Sanders.
You didn't know that 300 pounds was
No, I didn't know that
in
was
your
coming.
future?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good choice. I love Barry Sanders.
Yo, that's great. What's your first football memory?
Probably, I started playing in 9th grade. My first ever play was on kick return. My dad was my high school coach as well, so he put us on the kick return line in practice for the varsity team, and it didn't quite end too well. So, remember thinking, is this sport really for me, or am I just gonna go do wrestling? But my dad told me to stick it out, and it ended up working, I guess.
Why didn't it end so well?
I got ran over.
Yeah?
I thought I was probably about 260 at the time, and I thought, just getting in the way of somebody would be enough, but he definitely didn't care how big I was.
So what is one or two things that Packers fans would be surprised to learn about you, like a hidden talent, unique hobby, something like that?
Up until I didn't play until 9th grade, but Jordan and I always played catch, so I could probably throw about 60 yards.
All right.
Really?
Yeah. And that's about it, man. Not much to me.
Do the coaches know you can throw about 60 yards?
Me and Rich had a competition once throwing the ball, and he could throw a lot farther than I, but I guess they might have seen it that day.
That would be a unique wrinkle to kind of work into the offense.
Yeah, really.
I can throw 60 yards. I don't know where it's going to land.
Right. Listen, you can work on accuracy. You've got the arm strength. We can work on that.
Just checking for any updates. Mike McCarthy went to the podium about 20 minutes ago, and I'm just kind of scrolling up to see if there's any other news. You had just about everybody back on offense except Ty Montgomery in that game yesterday, but no Clay Matthews, no Kenny Clark on defense, and just wanted to see if there was any updates. So far, haven't found it just yet, but chance to kind of make one last push here, Justin, before we let you go. And that, like we said, it was 5-6 last year, and can they go 10-6? Well, yeah, you have 5 left.
Yeah.
And 10-6 should still be enough.
Yeah, we definitely believe in the locker room. So that's the goal for right now.
But boy, you really need some positive reinforcement in the worst way right now.
Yeah, definitely. But I know we'll put our heads down. We'll keep working hard, and good things will come from it.
Yeah, I think it will too.
All right, before we let you go, 'tis the season. What's the best Christmas gift you've ever gotten?
When we were 5, I got a dog named Brutus.
Oh, a dog?
Yeah.
What was the dog's name?
Brutus.
Brutus. What kind of dog was it?
A Rottweiler.
Oh,
yeah, he was.
It's
awesome.
a great name for a Rottweiler.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Perfect.
He thought he was a human, but he was pretty cool. He lived until my junior year in high school.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
that's a good life.
Yeah, he was around a long time.
That's awesome. What's the worst Christmas gift you ever got?
I got an edible arrangement once for Christmas. Yeah.
How old were you?
13.
Who did you get it from?
My uncle.
Your uncle?
Yeah.
Cross him off the list.
Did your mom just not pass along your Christmas list? I mean, how did you end up with an edible arrangement?
It was, Jordan got one too. And,
okay.
So I guess it was just something he thought we needed more fruit in our life, I guess. I don't know.
Working some fruit, guys.
Yeah.
Balance the diet. Balance the diet. Hey, friends of the fifth quarter, receive a gift certificate from our friends at Diamonds and Gold, one of the fine jewelers in Green Bay. You'll find them over on Central Drive in the village of Alloway. Split it with Jordan, and we'll call it even, right?
Right.
All right, get the ankle
Cannot be
complete.
redeemed for edible arrangements.
Yeah, don't redeem it for edible arrangements. Get the ankle right, get the boys fired up, and let's see if you guys can't get a stretch drive started here to keep this thing interesting as we work our way in December.
We'll do.
All right, Justin McCray, it was a pleasure having you come on board. The fans love getting a chance to meet you, and we'll see you soon. Best of luck. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we're sending somebody to the Packers and Buccaneers, and we'll have some other NFL news and notes when we close it down right after this timeout. All right, couple of notes. Welcome back, everybody. What a good kid, isn't he? Justin McCray, soft-spoken,
Really
wicked.
nice guy.
He is different when he does play, and he has played great for this Packer team with such long odds stacked against him to get on the field and be an NFL starter. Amazing story. Notes from Mike McCarthy's press conference on the field goal attempt. Still backing the decision to go for it.
Yeah.
We needed another point. We needed more points, and he said, I'm more bothered by the plays on the drive leading up to it. They were first and 10 at the 31, don't forget.
Right.
And they got sacked, didn't get much, got sacked, pushed him back, and he went for the field goal.
Yeah, really shouldn't have been in that situation. And from a fan's perspective, we're screaming at the TVs, we're questioning that decision. Why wouldn't you just punt? But the coach isn't going to put his player in a position to fail, right?
No.
I mean, he believes that Mason can make that. They said during the pregame he was hitting from 55,
He was.
that
I
side
did
of the
see
field.
some of that, yeah.
You know, with a couple extra yard length, Mason's capable of that.
Yeah, I think so.
It just looks awful, also because the kick was just bad.
It was bad. The snap was a little high for Mr. Good.
Yes,
Wasn't good
it wasn't a
But
good
anyway.
operation.
All right.
Bad execution.
Guess who can start practicing this week? Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 6 weeks are up. Mike McCarthy did say he's ahead of all of the benchmarks in his rehabilitation, but don't get too crazy about having him practice this week and getting on the field. But no other updates on any of the injury news. Kevin King's shoulder bothered him again in and out of the game yesterday. He's going to have to get that fixed. I do want to mention real quick again, I'm glad you guys come out here every Monday night, but you can watch the fifth quarter on the Green and Gold Fan Zone or Facebook page or the Fifth Quarter Show page anytime you want. Highlight clips, full shows, listen to podcasts, find about more about our upcoming player guests, and all you got to do is text Fifth Quarter to 79489, and we will send you there immediately. Fifth Quarter podcast can also be heard on iTunes and Stitcher as well.
Great way to do it. Keep up to date.
IT department for that. All right, the Buccaneers 4-7. Hey, a team below them in the NFC race.
Don't overlook them. Don't overlook them.
All right,
Be
but
careful.
Big games this weekend: Vikings and Falcons.
That should be a good one.
Eagles, Seahawks. So we need the Vikings to win. They're not going to catch them in the north.
No,
right?
that's not going to happen.
Concede the division to those knuckleheads. And we need the Eagles to beat the Seahawks, right? In Seattle. All right? There'll be, 5 losses then? It's doable.
Well, the Eagles have a very good shot at doing that. I mean, Seattle's a tough place to play, obviously. Packers know that very well.
Beat them, yeah.
But Seattle's just so up and down.
I agree.
Russell Wilson is up and down. I don't know. I don't think that offense really scares
And what's
anybody.
with all the fighting yesterday in the NFL?
Akeem Talib and Michael Crabtree.
2 nonsensical players to begin with.
Ripping chains off. This goes back to I think it was last year. Akeem Talib ripped his chain off of his chest before. I don't quite understand how that continues in the NFL.
I don't either. And look who's on injured reserve out in Foxborough.
Oh, Marty B.
Hey, Marty Bennett. Yes, I guess the shoulder really is
Hey, he got a couple
sore.
extra paychecks. He's done. He's done.
Goofball. What a goofball. All right. We want to send somebody to the Packers and Buccaneers on Sunday from our friends at Robinson's Heating and Cooling. I got a pair of ducats right here. Don't go away. We got more great door prizes, new era hats as well. My collection still has plenty of lids to go before the season's over. But who's going to the ball game?
John Borowski.
John is going to the ball game.
That's it.
All right, next
Thanks,
Monday
everybody.
night, we'll do it again. Packers in Tampa. For Matt C., I'm Mark Daniels. Thanks for coming out, everybody. So long. We'll see you next Monday night.